Hey, it's Jack from Alphacharts with a state of the market video. Today is April 12th, 2025. Before we get started, this video is for informational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security. And I may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned. Know your time frame and risk tolerance. All right, thank you for watching the video. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're watching on X, please follow Alphacharts 365. I post things there all the time. Hopefully, you guys are watching. I also do a membership group there. It's only 10 bucks a month, so it's completely affordable and really the best value for your dollar. Um, we do an in-depth market report and video with an extended watch list. Again, that's idea generation. Again, showing you some of the strongest names in the market. A separate focus list video, which is the names that I am really focusing on for that week, with where I'm considering buying and managing risk on those names. I do midweek videos on Tuesday and Thursday, market notes on Sunday and Thursday. I do annotated chart setups. I do daily market scans, posts just for subscribers all the time, chart requests from subscribers, members only live streams. I mean, for 10 bucks a month, it is an amazing value. And again, and the information you get, I think, keeps you in tune with the market. I don't tell you to buy or sell. It's your choice. You manage your own risk. If you work full time, if you're just new to trading, if you just want that second opinion, if you had a family, it's there's all kinds of reasons for 10 bucks a month, and it's month to month, which is even better. So you love it, you stay with it. You don't like it, you dump it. That's just the way it goes. Click the subscribe button. I think again, it's going to shorten the learning curve, and that's one of the most important things that I hope you do. And stay on the right side of the market. Um, if you're a YouTube only watcher, you can go ahead and click the join button. It's not here, but it'd be right there, the join button on my YouTube page, and you'll get all the same video content. I also give the anti-chart setups. You can see this was one that we did for this weekend. And so, yeah, so I give you the anti-chart setups. I give you all the videos. That's all there as well. Okay, let's get into these charts. What a week. So we started out with, kind of this choppy, oversold bounce type of week. And it was like, okay, everything was fine. Everything was kind of going as expected. And then boom, Wednesday happened. And that was a massive, massive day. Almost 10% in the SPY. I mean, just absolutely massive. Um, uh, then Thursday, it was obviously a giant inside day, but we did come off the lows, which was positive. And Friday, well, we closed green, right? We tried to go push lower after the bank earnings, which I thought were super important because the bank's earnings would be fine as we expected. But the response to what they said afterwards, their earnings calls, was very positive. And again, and some positive tariff stuff happened on Friday too. So we saw a continuation of maybe healing, maybe, but really just two inside days inside this giant mother bar. So that's the way I look at this, and with this high being very, very important. One thing to note is that Friday's volume was extremely low. That is, again, is something to note, and we say extremely low relative to the past few days, right? That in and of itself isn't enough for me to be too worried, but it is something that I noted. On the week, the SPY was up 5.63. So again, just a giant rebound week, and that was after a 9% down week. So let's put it in context. Yes, we did have a positive week, a very positive week, but in the context of this downtrend, um, has anything really changed? And in the end, the answer is no. Like nothing has really changed yet, in my opinion. I think that this has, I think we need to get back above 548 to say things have changed, 550 to say things have changed. But again, it was a good week, of 563. RSP, the equal weighted was up 3.13, so much less. I guess mega caps carried the week. We'll go to the daily here. Again, this just another bear flag, right? A regular bear flag. But if you take this bar out right there, it looks like a bear flag. So I think that's the one place we have to be cautious of because the prior trend is lower. Qs looks exactly the same. That was an 11.75 day, just a monster day. And really, this day was monster too. And we can't ignore that the volume was gigantic on this reversal day, because that's what this was, is a reversal day. And two, on this giant bar up day. Again, lower volume than the reversal day was fine. And then Friday, again, much smaller volume than the prior days. But a strong week, and the equal weighted Qs were up 5.37 on the week, and the regulars were 7.33. Again, mega caps running the show. We'll see that at the end. Um, you know, we got to take it for what it is. It's definitely positive developments, but again, I don't know if we're out of the woods yet. We're going to continue looking and see. Mid caps were up again 9.36 and up 2.85 on the week. So again, good week, right? Up almost 3%, but not this, monster week. IWM was only up 1.78 on the week. Very similar in looking. Again, would this be considered a bear flag if you take this bar out? Or this bar didn't really truncated. It may be. Again, we can only play what we see. We're still under all the moving averages. They're all still declining on the small caps. Same thing for the mid caps. You know what? We retook the 9 day, but all the other moving averages are still declining on the Qs. 200 is kind of flat, I guess. Same thing for SPY. We did take the shortest of the moving averages we did retake. So we may have some more upside to go, but really that 550 is the big spot. Looking at XLF. All right, so we really did complete this topping pattern in XLF financials. Underneath all the moving averages. So is this just a retest? And so far, successful retest of the breakdown. That's what we have so far. I can't say it's the bottom yet, right? We have to retake, 47.50-ish, roughly. The high, whatever that was, that high there. High is 47, yeah, 47.75, right? We got to retake those things to say, yeah, we're back, right? Um, at least that's the way I'm calling it. $5.61. SMH was up 11% on the week. What a monster week. That comes after it was down 14% the prior week. Um, you know, this was a very important level, and we tried to pierce it, right? We did. We came back inside, and we're right there again. Right there again. Again, volume was much subdued. I'll make that a little bit bigger so everyone can see it. By the way, this is Deep View I'm using. Deep View is the software I'm using. If you're interested in that, let me know. I think I have a 25% off coupon, or I could get you one if you want to try this charting software. It's really scanning software. That's where I do all my scans. But this SMH chart, just retesting this 200-ish level, and that's a big spot. Absolute big spot. If this rolls over here, this is the bear flag, right? And if we start to retake, it's 210, right? 210-ish, right? This general area. Um, we're starting to heal maybe. And I'm not saying it's gonna be straight up. I don't think it's a V bottom. So we still don't know for sure, right? XSD on the week. Let's just see what this week was. 5.78. So you see the big boys once again carried the week. I mean, XSD was only half as much as SMH. So NVIDIA and Broadcom, right? That's what we're kind of talking about. Maybe, some of the other ones. I messed up my volume. Make that bigger again so you guys see it. Yeah, so XSD underneath all the moving averages, moving lower. So nothing has really changed, even though we had that monster of a day, 20% day, right? 20% day, monster of a day. IYT up 11% on that particular day. But again, nothing has changed. XTN, again, nothing's changed, right? up 2.4 on the week. IYT was up 4.27. Looking at ITB, that was down on the week. Housing was down on the week. That's interesting, right? Again, that's been our one of our go-tos. I think XLF joined. SMH was down. So all of our key sectors are down, and housing was still down, still trending down. XHB still down, right? They were down on the week too, I'm sure. Yeah, they were 1.72% on the week. Very wide-ranging bar, but down on the week. And the Mag 7. So then Mag 7 was up how much? 8.29 on the week. Did retake that. By the way, that particular day they were up 14%, so a very strong day. Retook the 9 day, great. But the 23 day, which has been resistance here and here, hasn't challenged it there. And that 46, that's a very important level, I think, at this point. Very, very important. So we'll see what happens if and when price chugs up to that way. Yeah, so when I look at the state of the market, I think that we have some encouraging stuff that happened last week, but do I think that the bottom is in? I think that's the question a lot of people are talking about. You know what? I think we may have put some baby steps in towards it, but I have to see a lot more for me to get aggressively long this market. And that's just the way I'm looking at it. Maybe I'm wrong, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the bottom is in. And you know what? As soon as I could see, getting a little more data and get above the levels that we talked about, I'll switch and I get more aggressive in the market. But right now I continue with very little exposure, a little bit, but very little, very, very little, because I think that we have um, more of a problem in the market coming up. We'll see. Good luck. If you guys haven't any questions, you can always DM me on X at Alphacharts 365. Again, consider joining that subscription group, or if you're a YouTube only, go ahead and you can always respond to this video and appreciate all of y'all and have a great day.